So, I think I just got triggered on YouTube. What a shocker. I was watching Eric Dubay's latest video that he put today. Well, he's put another one since then. It's called The Existence of Evil. And basically the premise of it's a very short video, is to say that basically agnosticism is the better way of looking at things versus religion and atheism. And I guess I got triggered because he attacked well, I don't know, yeah, I guess I did get triggered because, well, it wasn't maybe from him, it was the comments afterwards, I guess. Because with his slide for Islam, obviously I've read the Quran several times. I was a practicing Muslim, and I do, well, I say I consider myself still a Muslim. I'm not practicing, but I don't know whether am I or not anymore. I don't know. I believe in God, I think. It's very difficult these days to know what, because everything is up in the air, as it were, and I don't know what to believe anymore, what is true and what's not, because I can only verify for myself what I can verify for myself, as it were. There are things, you know, the Quran, the Bible, religion, it's thousands of years old. How do I verify that? How do I know whether it's true or not? How do I know these people existed or not? These stories weren't just made up, written by somebody else who was very clever, like Shakespeare. Not Shakespeare, but you know what I'm trying to say. So, how do I have faith? I mean, if God does exist and he hasn't made himself known, then I have to have faith because he hasn't made himself known. Do I believe that everything around us, the way that we are, the complexity of how we have children, human nature, our creation is a possible freak, just like that? I mean, I guess in the way that we see the universe, it's possible because they say there's loads of planets out there. But if we are to find that we are the only thing here, that there is no space, as it were, and there is no, you know, we're just this is everything. Because, I mean, I know people say, no, how's that possible? You know, how can this just be everything? But that's the same way as how could it be possible that the universe is expanding and it's never ending, it's black and it goes on forever, and where's the end? You know, it's a linear problem that our minds would never, so it doesn't matter what I say, it's still going to seem confusing whichever way. It's a bit like Big Bang versus God. You know, neither of them are satisfactory to a human mind. But anyway, going back to Triggered. So Eric put up I assume it's him, it's on his YouTube, so I assume it is his actual account. It was a slide saying that Islam, it allows beating of spouses. First it started with raping children. What was the other one? There was a few things, and I had to comment that, you know, that some of it's very fallacious and inaccurate. I mean, Islam does not allow raping of children, and it doesn't allow beating of wives, and the other one was stoning people in the face till they die or something like that. And a lot of these things are the way media portrays Islam. It's very sloppy. A lot of it's fallacious and untrue. But you know, like I know the stoning example is not in the Quran. The Jews believe in stoning. Muslims don't believe in stoning. Is because there was a case where a Jew committed a crime and was brought to Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, and in the Quran it says you have to be treated by your law, by your religion, so, or something like that. And the person was asked, how do you want to be tried? Do you want to be tried by Jewish law because you're a Jew, or do you want to be tried by Islamic law? And the person decided to be tried. He should have gone by Islamic law because he wouldn't have been stoned to death, but he went by Islamic law. And the punishment for whatever that crime was stoning to death. And therefore that's why now there are Muslims out there who think that it's okay to stone people to death. So in some countries they do that. there's lots of this, and it's not. I'm not saying it's Christians. There's a lot of Muslims that are actually not actually reading, or have got poor translation, or whatever reason. They're using bits because they want to. Because people, men are corrupt, no matter. And I say men in the term of mankind, are corrupt no matter what religion or not religion. That's why I said in one of the comments that I said that it doesn't matter whether you're Muslim, Jew, Christian, Buddhist, atheist, agnostic. All of us have committed crimes. These people are running this world, and these people are being run by this world. But yeah, there's lots of Muslims out there that, you know, like the beheading part of it, that's not allowed in Islam. It's not in the Quran. But people do it, and terrorists do it. You know, there's lots of terrorists out there that, you know, claim that they're doing, you know, God's work, and then they have prostitutes, or they're doing drugs. You know, so it's people. Same like Hitler, when he used his excuse of the Jews allegedly killing Jesus for his things. So the problem is people don't do the research properly, don't differentiate between the book and people's practices of that book. So just because people practice doing those things, that doesn't necessarily mean it's from the book, it's from God. You know, there's lots of Christians out there that don't follow the Bible and do all sorts of things that are not allowed from their Creator. So I find this whole idea of like trying to put religions against each other and agnostics and atheists, it's another global globe mindset. It's old way of thinking. It's sort of, oh, I want to be better than you. You know, I want to be in this category, and this category is wrong. And you know, we're all one species. We should be. And so I was surprised that Eric, that he went down that line. I mean, I just recently subbed him. I thought I did before, so I don't know if I got unsubbed and then subbed back again. But yeah, a lot of his videos are really, really good. But and then someone, so I put that comment, and then someone, there's this account with no content in it, said something about, you can see it on the video, and I'm not going to put the companion, but you can look up the video, The Existence of Evil, Eric dubay. And what was I going to say? Oh yeah, he attacked me, sort of saying, oh, you know, he gave 2 translations, and I checked the Quran that I use, because you may not know that same with the Bible, there's lots of different versions of translation, because that's why it shouldn't be translated, because it's very difficult to translate into language, and obviously through time there's been better translations, and other people translate words differently from the Arabic into the English. So I felt that the translation that they used from, I think it was Quran.com, was a little bit rough, and there was another person, Michael, he put afterwards, it was out of context, that's what I should have said, but it just triggered me to this person, and they called me a liar, just because I questioned that, you know, that what Eric had put was false, or I thought it wasn't accurate. That's what I put. It was inaccurate, and this guy just called me a liar, and Eric liked that comment, hearted the comment, which I was quite surprised about. Like, I mean, I knew he wasn't going to heart mine, because I'm accusing him of being fallacious, and because I was saying that, you know, to sort of say that Islam and Christianity, you know, this, that, and the other, and then but agnostic is the best type thing. You know, the way it was done was very globe mindset. You know, the old way of doing things, or just that's what I expect from NASA, from scientists. You know, that kind of thing. Not from truthers that, you know, we should be a bit cleverer than that. You know, just because we're going to use fallacious arguments to try and make our point. If you have to stoop to that level, that was what surprised me. So I don't know whether it is really his account or not. So it was just, yeah, it did trigger me, and then there was a bit back and forward, and now I've just left it, because what's the point, you know? People want to believe what they want to believe, that's fine. I'm not out to change people's belief, but I just wanted to correct him, because I wasn't sure, did he know that what he put up there was inaccurate? does he really believe that the Quran, that Muslims believe that it's okay to rape children and to stone people and all that kind of stuff? And there was also about Christianity as well, and it attacked Jews as well. And it's just sort of like the old, there's often ways you can attack religions if you want to, but I find it disingenuous and not beneficial. Yeah, I don't know now. I'm thinking that I don't know really what my view is now on religion. I don't know where I sit with it, because there are bits of it that I've always, that I thought, I don't know about that, but then who am I to question God? But it is difficult to know now what is truth or not. Is there a creator or not? Were there prophets? Did these books come from God's teachings? How did man come up with such? Because a lot of what's in the Bible and the Quran is very moral, and what a lot of our good teachings are based upon. Is it possible that men could come up with loads of those things, knowing how bad men are? But then again, also it's used against us to keep us in check, in fear. So I don't know now where I stand with all of this. Anyway, that's enough. I don't know if I've confused you as much as I seem now confused. I guess that's the point of this pursuit of the truth, in the sense that there's lots of things that we have to challenge, and we shouldn't be afraid to challenge them, because even God, doesn't want blind faith. He wants people who, don't have to be blasphemous, but you can challenge the existence, because now we know that we can't just believe people, because people lie. Well, we should have known that for a long time, isn't it? So we don't really know, but we don't want to go down the route of, wait a minute, just because people lie, then everything must be a lie, and then what if it isn't? What if this is the one truth and you just believe like that, and then you find that, God did exist, He created everything. And here He is in front of you on the Day of Judgment. I don't know. I guess this is the problem with being mortal, or being man, that everything around us, how do we know what is fiction and what's fact, what is false, what is true? What people are saying and believing. Take care, take it easy, God bless and peace.